This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports, powered by the Union Banner at Union Banner on Facebook. Your sports teams, your community, your radio station. Presents Talkin Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin Sports is powered by Traditions Portrait Design in Carlisle. For photography, business, and professional service, it's Traditions. Talkin Sports is brought to you by Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Nordyke Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. First Bank in Breeze. Lee's Sports in Nashville. McKendree University in Lebanon. Country Financial Representative Marvin Gerdes in New Baden. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Talkin Sports. Rip here in the Wingman Ford studio on this Saturday. Coming up, some football and volleyball talk. We'll check things out with Central grid coach Brian Shart later on from the Weston Lady Warriors volleyball team. It's Coach Becky Musso. Plus, as always, on a Saturday morning with the Easy on Travel Trivia Quiz at 594-2576, 594-2576. Today you can, get out of here with a $15 gift card to the Eagles Nest in Addyville. But right now it's time for Scores and Stuff, brought to you by Hoffman Auto Body, located just 7 miles north of Carlisle. Has your car or truck been wrecked? I know it wasn't your fault, but lately, if so, unfortunately, it's going to happen at some point, I'm sure. See Hoffman Auto Body. And with us in studio on the H&H Computer Services guest mic, it is Trent Purcell for Scores and Stuff. Trent, welcome back.
Hey, thanks, Rip.
I'm sorry, were you looking through the Belleville News Democrat?
It didn't take me very long. 30 seconds.
My second and final edition of the fall, and I will another $3 away from the bank. Well, good to have you aboard in person. We're going to get to some high school football, and actually as the lead in there, where were you at last night? You had to be camped out somewhere.
Over at Edwardsville against Belleville West.
Oh, really? And I didn't even check. What was the outcome of
Well, I was really looking forward to that game, and it ended up 37-6, and it really wasn't a close contest.
37-6.
Edwardsville.
In favor of the Tigers there. Belleville West and Altoff and everybody east as well. They off the mark too.
You know, record-wise, Belleville West sits there at 6-2. Their only other loss is to East St. Louis.
Wow. And
what I heard last night going in from people from both schools, they expected Belleville West to give them all they want, if not to win the game outright. And no. Huh.
No, indeed. Well, let's go through the board some. Carlisle did win at home here, 28-14 over Flora, and the Indians were up 20-zip at the pause. So they've won 2 out of 3. It was Central over Westland, 40-7 on Max 96.7, and we'll have more ahead on that with Coach Shart in just a little bit. You probably have had a game or 2 of theirs this year.
A couple.
Yeah, 2 already. Did you do the Milk Bowl?
Yes.
Were you?
Yes.
Okay, I couldn't remember if. I was in the one end zone, the eyes. But plus, that's been a few weeks ago, Trent. So,
exactly.
All right, so you did that one. And did you say you have them coming up, too?
Actually, I do, at Heron.
Oh, at Heron, yeah. And Heron breezed last night, 41-7 over Harrisburg.
About as bad as Nashville beating DeCoin.
Yep, Nashville, it'd be a 29-20. Must have been a heck of a game. But Nashville's 7-1.
They're not bad.
Every year. I just saw them the opener against Carlisle, and they've just gotten better. Even though they've lost one of their quarterbacks now in Cole Malavi with that injury, that busted collarbone. But so they're going solo now.
I got to see the Westland game.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So the Hornets are on the march. Lutheran South upended Mater Dei at Mater Dei, 20-10. They scored twice in the first 4 minutes, and I don't know. I see here where Reed Bronmar threw a touchdown pass. So if
Well, the quarterback's
Jasper
out. The young kid for Modern Day's out. Jasper's out.
Okay.
And actually, they had two other really good players. The linebacker's a 4-year starter. Can't think of his name. And the big lineman who's
Roderman, is he out? No. I don't want to. Okay.
Yeah, there's three really key players that didn't play last night.
Travis Jasper is away from the scene. Mount Vernon down Centralia 30-14. The Orphans could not have liked that look. It was Freeburg over Salem 41-20. They tallied 21 in the second half. Salem's actually at 5-3, so that's they've had some down years. 5-3 is looking pretty good for the Wildcats. Yeah, Nashville 29-20 over DQ. Vandalia 43-7 over Roxana. This is a game you should have had last night, Trent. This would have kept you hopping. Greenville topped Gillespie 41-34.
Oh boy. They got out of there about 10:30.
Yeah, that's true. 3-hour plus game there, and Highland drubbed Mascoutah 41-7. It was Columbia. They just steamrolled Redbud 44-7. So we have a 3-way tie for first in the Cahokia. We'll get with Coach Shart on that. You were out and about, and actually I didn't go anywhere last night. I was at home, watched most of the opener of the National League Championship Series, and the Brew Crew hung on for a 6-5 victory. They did everything they could to give it away.
Yeah, they're lucky. They're lucky. It was fun, though.
It was fun, and the Dodgers did get 4 errors plus a couple of pass balls. Wow, how can that happen? And a catcher's interference was in, which was kind of pivotal.
That's going to be a long series.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I'm actually for the Brewers. I'm never too big on East or West Coast teams anyway. I know you have a different. Which is all right.
Not really. Some of them teams I just never looked at as serious contenders, and I guess that's how I would see Milwaukee.
But how about now? Maybe.
Maybe they're getting there.
It's a really solid lineup, I tell you, and I don't like the way pitching staffs are, the way games are run anymore, and their bullpen was lousy last night actually, but. Kershaw he struggled again last night, no doubt. He's had some tough acts in the postseason, especially against the Redbirds.
They had his number, but boy, when the relief pitcher hits a home run off of you, you can't feel real good about yourself.
And he tagged it too.
Yeah, there was no doubt.
Yeah, it was no cheapie. So, game 2 today, and then of course the American League begins with Boston at Houston. I'm big time behind the Stros there.
I think that's going to be a great series. That's the best 2 teams in baseball. In my opinion.
It might come down to, you would think, well, again, but I like that Astros starting pitching. Wow.
Yeah, I think their pitching has a little nod there.
And Cole. And,
offensively, I think they both stack up pretty darn solid, but I do think the Astros have the nod, especially when you get past the starters, and even into the pen.
Oh, yeah. And I think they're a bunch of young guys. They're just fun to watch play ball. And I know there is still – but I suppose it goes all the way back to 1969 for me, Trent, when our family took a vacation down to the 8th wonder of the world, the Astrodome, and that just tipped me when I was like 12 years old. I've always liked the Astros.
I have too, back with Jimmy Wynn and Larry Durker and Joe Morgan when the toy when they were there back in the.
Well, a lot of people forget Joe Morgan began he was Rookie of the Year, I think.
Yeah, we were living in Lubbock, and the only baseball we could get was on radio, so I listened to the Houston Astros as a small kid. So that's how I know all those guys.
Okay. The Toy Cannon, Jimmy Wynn. Oh, pound for pound. And
one of my favorites.
Like all the parks were in the 70s, they were huge, man. And Houston was one of the bigger ones yet.
Unreal.
That place was crazy, though. Pittsburgh won 13-9. There was a near riot. Stuff was being thrown, all beer cups, of course. That's where I learned to drink a little. We were back with these Houston businessmen, and they were going nuts.
Back then, that place kind of set out by itself. It's built up around there now. You wouldn't even know it.
But it's still there for rodeos and such.
It's still there, and actually, they just took a bunch of the seating out, and they had a big auction there. I just happened to be in town there, and they were selling everything inside of it.
Really?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Baseball carries on, and that should be a good series too. And back to the Yankees, or let's go to the Yankees and Red Sox. Of course, that Red Sox won in 4 games, and you're an umpire, you're an official, and all that. What do you think of the brilliant?
I've never been a fan of his.
No, never.
I just
As
don't
you know, Ray Albert grew up with. He went to umpire school with him.
Well, that's why Ray's so bad.
That was Strip Purcell.
No, what I don't understand is how Major League Baseball would allow them to get themselves in that situation. With all the quality umpires that we do have, why would you have him in the limelight? I don't get it.
He was bad from his rookie season. And you know how he got back into that limelight? Because he filed suit last year, and now ever since then he worked the All-Star game in 2017 and the postseason. Now, lo and behold, all these gutless people, Joe Torre and the rest at the top. If he's no good, he's no good. You don't let the Padres play in a World Series every year, do you?
It doesn't make sense that they would continue to showcase him on national TV.
He had 4, and I hate replay reviews, but it's involved, and if you could have it unlimited, who knows? Because they had 4 of them against him in the first 4 innings the other night, and three of them were overturned.
You know, you can go in every game and they rate him, and his ratings are just unreal. So they're so bad.
He's set for life, man. All right. Adam Wainwright is back. I don't get it myself. I like him. I'm a fan, but I don't understand it.
I think we share the same opinion. I think he's probably a great guy.
I do too. I would think he is, yeah.
But I just don't understand why they would want to continue with the mediocrity that he's gave in the last couple years.
Especially when they're so high on every one of these guys who are going to be Bob Gibb. I hope they are. Some of them won't pan. Look, we've already dived a little bit.
I can't believe
But anyway, why do you – hey, if you need him as a coach, hire him as a coach.
Yeah, I'm all about
and
that.
Give him that pay.
I think he's all about it'd probably be a great coach one day, but my gosh, I just think it kills a roster spot. He's going to go out and he's going to pitch 3 innings and throw 110 pitches in his 3 innings. The problem is now these hitters are used to 96, 97, 98, 100, and they set back on his fastball.
Yeah, if his breaking ball isn't working, he's in huge trouble.
Yeah, and then he'll come out every 4th game.
37.
And then people they love him, and they'll say, "Oh,
fine.
Did you see that?" And yeah, I did. Now I got to watch the next 4.
I don't know if every city is like. No, it can't be. I mean, I like these guys too. There comes a time when you got to let go.
They hang on.
You want to win
anywhere I've ever been.
Yeah, if this was some other club, even Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, you want to keep them around for a lucky charm for another year and draw a few people. But the Cardinals are they should be all about winning a champion, getting into the playoffs and winning. This isn't.
I don't get it. The other one I can't figure out with them is Hicks. I don't know how you throw 104 and people find the fat part of their bat all day long against that guy.
Yeah, it is amazing as hard as it. But again, I don't know if it's just.
Do you remember when
Randy? Really good. But he's so young.
When Randy Johnson was in the All-Star game throwing 98 at Kruk, and Kruk was scared to death.
Kruk was bad.
Remember jumping out of there at 98. Now this guy's 104, and they're pulling the ball on him. I don't get it.
I also don't believe all these guns.
there might be a lot to that.
I was a kid, and this was KC, but these are a couple of pro scouts, a couple of college scouts 2 or 3 years ago, and I was just standing by him listening, hollering some questions at him once in a while. It was 3 or 4 of them. Every one of them have a different reading on this gun on this one guy. The one was at like 89, 190, 187, 185. I said, which one? We threw out the high, threw out the low. You get a different read.
That's not that good.
Which is my complaint if I ever get stopped by a police officer, too.
I've never used that.
Well, that's never happened to me either, actually. So, well, the Cubs they fired their hitting coach, Chili Davis, so apparently it was his fault. I don't know. They actually scored a lot of runs, but Madden stay. Why wouldn't Madden stay now? What are your? I mean,
I think Madden's a bonehead at times. Personally,
he can be.
I really think so, and all his antics and stuff. It's just.
But he did bring them a World Series, and they always go to the playoffs, and there are only so many. Really good.
The best
managers.
move that the Cubs ever made is when they got Theo. They finally got somebody with some sense to run their baseball team, and that's when I started disliking them when they finally got good. I loved him when they didn't have Theo.
In general, they're not liked. They were loved when they were lovable losers. That's all gone. The same with the Red Sox. I said they're going to be as bad as the Red Sox fans. It took them 80-some years and 108 for the Cubs. It's no fun anymore. Their fans are going to be terrible to deal with.
Yeah, I love Santo Beckert, Fergie Jenkins, and those guys when they didn't win.
They came so close.
Yeah.
How about all those remarkable players in that team, and they couldn't. And that was 69. The year you're talking when the Mets, the miracle Mets. I loved the Mets back then, of course.
Ernie Banks. I mean, they were loaded.
And they still didn't.
And a lot of people have no idea how good that team was.
They were one of the best teams never to go to World Series.
I agree.
Or in this case, the playoffs. That was the first year of division play.
The funny thing was, the Cardinals were my favorite team. That was my all-time favorite Cardinal team, also with Gibson and.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Gibby. College football. Oh, forget about the line.
That's front page of the Belleville News.
Is it? Is that from a week ago or
just today?
I was wondering if they were covering. Mizzou has to go to Alabama. God bless.
Roll Tide.
That is what a franchise that is, huh? I don't care if you love or hate Nick Saban. They just win.
Roll Tide.
I think I saw the other day they're only 2 years since the late 50s or something when they have not been the top 20 or 25 in the college football rankings.
They had a bad little run there
like
before Saban. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But that's about the only time I could ever remember them being average.
Were they at 500 or
probably?
Surely not below.
No.
And yeah, I won't watch that. So hey, Drew Brees, you got to hand it to him, man. The guy's he's a passer, huh?
And a class act.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I just see highlights because I don't watch the NFL anymore.
I watched what he said to his kids afterwards.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty slick.
Yeah, I caught it all. So any hockey in your blood at all, Trent?
I love it. I don't get to watch much of it because I'm usually not around in town, and usually where I go it's warm and they don't have hockey. So I just got to kind of catch it the next day. Blues kind of got off to a rough start.
But now they won, and everybody's off the Musial Bridge, so that's good.
I'm kind of glad they got off to a slow start because most of the time they get off to a fat start and they fizzle out.
Well, guess what? They have Chicago tonight and tomorrow.
Good luck.
So there we go with some good hockey action. Matt Painter gets a new deal, a couple of more years at Purdue. It's turned out all right. Man, he is at SIU for a year. Wasn't it just for a year when he became associate coach behind Katie?
It was either 1 or 2, and I can't remember exactly.
That was quite a move.
Things haven't hurt him.
No, hasn't either. And Arizona's Sean Miller, I think this baby could really blow up in college basketball.
It looks like it's already started.
Hate to see that because I love college basketball, but I mean, in the long run, this may be good to get it all or hopefully within reason, all cleared out because there's way too much hanky.
It's probably going to take a couple
years. And then college football after that.
It's going to take a few years.
Yeah,
but they're getting there.
Yeah, and Miller's the number one target, of course. So,
yeah, he's not in a good situation.
You know, it's bad when Ayton made more money in college than he is in the NBA. So that's why he thought about returning for one more year. Retirement's better than the NBA.
They need to fix that whole NCAA setup.
The best of luck with it. Pretty soon it's high school. I know you got. By the way, what are your postseason plans of football? Do you know? Or
well, last year we fortunately got to work the state final. So usually after the state final, they always move you back to 2 rounds. So we'll probably work 2 rounds in football this year.
Let's see, you and Spank and who else?
No, Spanky's not on my football crew.
He's not on your crew?
No, he's on a different football crew.
That's why I didn't notice. I would have noticed Spanky's walk.
Yeah, he's not on our football crew.
Okay.
Yeah. He's with his buddies over there, Jay Miller and Brent Garrison.
That's right.
That's his guys over there in football.
So now you should be down a couple of rounds, you say?
2 rounds, I'm going to assume. Yeah, I know we got one already. It's already out. And then usually the second round comes out this week.
Okay. Can you believe it's just
football flies by. It goes by quicker than any season. You get your stuff and you go out there the first game. The next thing you know, you're halfway through the season.
I know. Pretty amazing. How was that last year, that state? I think we've talked to you about that.
We was up in DeKalb.
And you had the championship between.
We had the 5A game, which was Phillips,
5A.
Chicago Phillips, who was the public school there that won again.
D1 stuff all the way around.
Ooh, they're loaded. And then I forget now who they played.
Phillips was
they won
it.
Yeah.
A lot of brackets anymore. I lose track. I don't even try to tell you. I just with the locals and go for. I've never went. I don't think actually not even Carlisle. I should have then, but I was somewhere. But I've never went. I don't think to a state football championship.
Well, I like it still at Champaign more so than I do DeKalb.
Yeah, and not just for the distance, but
exactly. Just I like the atmosphere there too as well. So unfortunately, the last 2 trips have been DeKalb.
Yeah, so many empties. I mean, there's a vast majority of seats that are just
The one thing about DeKalb, though, with all the Chicago schools, they do fill it a lot better than they do Champaign. Champaign, you're sitting there with 10,000 people, and it looks like you got 7 people there.
I know. I hate that.
In DeKalb, when you got 12,000, it looks like you got 12,000.
Remember what Yogi Bear said about a certain restaurant, and nobody goes anymore, it's too crowded. That's what you want. You want it to be packed so you can't get in.
You know, I was sitting by Roy Williams a couple years ago, and people just kept coming up to him and coming up to him and coming up to him. And I looked at him, I said, Coach, doesn't that get a little old? He said, no. He said, no. He said, what would get old? If they didn't come up to me at all. And ever since then, I said, you know what? That's a great point.
Tell you what, that is true. You'll see that from people who have been they appreciate it 5 and 10 years after they retire from playing or whatever, when all of a sudden, hey, I'm glad somebody wants to shake my hand.
He took time and talked to every single person that came up to him, too. And that's what I asked him, and he said, sure. He said, boy, if it goes away, things ain't going very good.
Yeah, right. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Roy Williams. Huh? Okay, hang around if you want. We got Coach Brian Sharp coming up. That was Scores and Stuff brought to you by Hoffman Auto Body, located 7 miles north of Carlisle. When your car or truck needs major or minor repairs, see Hoffman Auto Body. We're back right after these. Check out this October price at Munkin Nissan in Centralia. You can drive off with a 2018 Nissan Altima 1N4AL3 APOJC 265922 for just $18,931. That's over $5,800 off MSRP. For more, visit munkinnissan.com.
From our family to yours, with guaranteed satisfaction. Munkin's the one. Munkin's the one.
Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955.
As a business owner, you know that every year brings new challenges and opportunities. The success of your business demands expertise and focus, and Country Financial can help you keep that focus by helping ensure you have the right insurance protection in place to meet your goals. Marvin Gertis, your Country Financial representative in New Baden, can help you create a customized insurance plan that has coverages designed just for your business. Call Marvin Gertis today. 588-7112. Coverages may vary by state. Policies issued by Country Mutual Insurance Company, Bloomington.
HSHS St. Joseph's Hospital in Breeze proudly accepts most health insurance plans to better serve your health care needs. With every emergency we care for, every illness we treat, and every baby we deliver, we'll help make sure you get the care you need. Selecting health insurance can be difficult, but choosing a facility is simple. Select St. Joseph's Breeze. We've got you covered. Learn more at stjoebreeze.com/enroll.
Scientists say the universe is random.
Why should your radio station be any different?
You've got Max 96.7.
Welcome back, everybody. Rip here in the Wigman Ford studio on this Saturday, and we go from the H&H Computer Services guest mic to the H&H Computer Services guest line. I don't know how we do it either. For Central Cougars football coach Brian Sharp. Brian, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Rip. It's always a pleasure to be on.
Congratulations on a Cahokia Conference championship. You sealed a three-way tie for the crown after pasting Westland last night.
It's a great feeling. I'm extremely happy for our seniors and our program, and it's been a long time since we've been able to say that we're Cahokia Conference champs. It's been since 2011, and it couldn't come to a better group that worked really hard to get it, and I'm just proud of them.
2011, which was, I think you told me on the pregame show or sometime recently, that might have been, was that the last time you defeated the Columbia Eagles?
Yeah, 2011. Yeah, last time we were conference champs and last time we beat Columbia, which is, pretty easy to do the math there and figure out why we haven't been conference champs for a while. But yeah, it's been a long time coming, and we've had some teams good enough to be there, and we've knocked on Columbia's door a couple times, but, man, it was nice to finally kick that door down and get W in the column against Columbia.
So it's Central, Columbia, and Freeburg, all shaded at 5-1. As far as last night's game goes, you're up 20-0 at the half, and then you You own that third frame, didn't you, Brian? You bolted for 20 markers.
Yeah, we talked at halftime about how important that first drive was, coming out and making sure we get a score on them and just kind of try to finish things as quick as we can. And our guys responded really well, and we did that. It was, the first drive was a little bit sloppy. I think we scored 3 times before we actually scored. I think we took 2 touchdowns off the board, but our guys responded and came out and did things well and executed, and then just played pretty well in the second half and played pretty well the whole game, and that was nice. It's the first time for a while we've been able to come out and just play and relax a little bit and enjoy the game, and it was nice to see that last night, especially for our seniors in their last home game.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of seniors, a senior night at BC, so that's always a big occasion as well. And now I saw one or two places, I believe, if memory serves me on this, you were around 400 yards offensively.
Yeah. Max was, I think, about 170, and then Tyson and Jordan were both around 100, and we had a couple of young guys that had about 25 or between 25 and 50 apiece. So, yeah, we're pretty close to 400 yards.
Good to get those young guys in the mix, isn't it, Brian?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge for your program. Anytime you can win a game and then have all your kids play and it be in a positive environment versus, coming in the fourth quarter when you're down or when you're losing bad. But yeah, and really we haven't had many of those this year. So, it was, we talked about before the game, we talked about getting a big win for the seniors and then being able to get everybody in on the last home game. And for the most part, everybody that dressed last night played.
Incidentally, how many seniors do you have?
We had, let me see here, I want to say 17. I think 17 is the number.
17, okay. And Max Campworth, he did have 2 more touchdown passes last night. So he's got 9 by my count on the year, and a couple of TD hustles for Jordan Spangenberg again. So he closes with 10 with 1 week left. And what about not only last night, but maybe a little thumbnail on their seasons overall, Brian?
Well, Max has done a great job, especially for being a first-year varsity quarterback. We put a lot on him with our offense, and if you're familiar with the game of football, the run-pass option, or what they call RPOs, has become a big part of the game. So even when we have run plays on, Max is always reading something, and he's got to pay attention. And if a certain guy does a certain thing, he's got to pull the ball and throw it, even on a run play. And Max has done a really good job of managing our offense. And I wish we had him around for a couple more years, especially just with Max has the look. I mean, he's about 6'3". He's tall and lean, and
True.
And when we keep him upright and give him time, he looks pretty impressive throwing the ball. So he's had a great year for us, and we're really hoping we can keep things rolling offensively and keep our momentum we got. And then Jordan's done a great job for us this year. He's our he's our emotional leader. The kids really look to him for leadership, and he's a big spark for us. And he's done a really good job too. Coming off of a year where he didn't play last year either. So he's done a really good job in changing things around in himself, and really all of our seniors have done a good job this year with the leadership on our team. Tyson Lobb's a kid that's been extremely steady for us all year long, and he's one of the most accountable kids I've ever been around. And it just goes on down the line. Garrett Richter's had a great year for us, and he's a kid that was about 5'2", 105 pounds as a freshman.
Really?
And you hear people talk about all the time. My son's too small for football, and I always just think about Garrett because, his mom and dad could have said the same thing, and I can't imagine our team, without him. So, our seniors have done a great job this year, and I'm really proud of the accolades they're getting right now. We've had some really good teams, like I said, that they probably could have been conference champions and maybe even, a little more gifted than this team. But as far as a better group of guys to be around, this is a pretty special group, and I appreciate the heck out of them.
And that goes for the offense and defensive side, and that D's played pretty well all year long too.
Yeah, I mean, last night I think they scored with 13 seconds left, and I was proud of our number 2s last night. We have a shutout going, and it's always tough when the shutouts are really important, and they're a goal that we have every game, and it's tough to bring the young guys in to play against other teams' number 1s. But I was really proud of our 2s last night, to how competitive they were, and they were really upset when they gave up the touchdown. But our defense has been playing pretty well, and we've got a big task next week in Herring, so I hope that they keep that momentum going also.
You're going to have several players dot that all-conference squad or squads, won't you, Brian?
I hope so. Yeah, I think we've done a good job representing ourselves in the conference games, and I think when you're the conference champs, you get the opportunity to get a few more guys on there probably than other teams, and you know, we've had some great individual years, and you know, it's just it just comes back to the whole fact, like I said, that the guys that were around, they're hardworking kids. They, you know, there's zero drama on our team, and it's just it's been a pleasure to be their coach this year.
There's just drama on that coaching staff with that one Coach O'Rear, don't you think? You don't need to you don't need to spill the beans and all that. We're okay.
Yeah, the Prodigy boys, Calvin O'Rear. Yeah, it's
no,
good
stuff. I haven't seen him for a little, or I haven't talked to him for a while, but yeah, terrific guy and a knowledgeable coach in several sports.
Yes, yeah. You know, when we got Calvin a few years ago, we knew that we were picking up a guy that could be potentially a 3-sport coach, and you know, he's our Scholar Bowl guy too. So imagine that, you know, big Calvin O'Rear coaching Scholar Bowl. He does a great job with that too.
Brian, you do realize you were down 24-7 to Columbia last Friday. That's what made that all more special, huh? That victory.
Yeah, and it really was too. I mean, it was one of those things where, and everybody talks to me how I'm overly positive in every situation about stuff, and I just told our guys at halftime, I'm like, this is not the end of the world, you know. We're down 24-7. We very easily could have been in the ball game a lot more, and coaches always break the game down like that. We see that, you know, you could get beat 40-0. And a coach will tell you, well, if this one went like this and this one went like that, we could have been right in the game. But that's what I told our guys at halftime. Yeah, I mean, I told our guys at halftime. And really the message I tried giving them was just explain to them that our time as a team is dwindling down. You know, and regardless of what we do in the second half, you know, it's still a second half. You get to play football, and you get to be a football player and play the greatest sport in the world. And I said, let's just go out and focus on that. And let's get one drive together and see what we can do. And, you know, we drove down on the first drive and, you know, ended up dropping a touchdown pass and missing a field goal and coming away with no points. So we were down 24-7 with 5 minutes left in the third when Timmy Callahan picked that ball off and took it to the house. And that's the best thing about this game is one play can really swing things. I mean, we were down 17 points to an undefeated state-ranked team, and all of a sudden a senior steps up and makes a big play.
Sure.
And next thing you know, we're conference champs, and it's amazing what one win can do for your season. And our guys, you know, they did a great job, and it's put us in a situation where we've won a few games in a row, and, you know, we're going down to Heron, and we have an opportunity to beat a team that we've never beat in school history. And if we get that, we can have another home. We can have a home game, a home playoff game. So, I'm still riding high, pretty much.
That's good. That's great. Keep carrying it on. And yes, Columbia did. They sacked Redbud 44-7 last night, and Heron, they dazzled Harrisburg 41-7. So I'm sure you'll get some fresh tape on the Tigers.
Yeah, they've been an excellent program. Well, they've always been, but man, ever since we started playing in 2014, they've been really, really good, and they're well coached, and their kids are physical, and, you know, football is a staple down where they're at, and but we're looking forward to the opportunity. We know we're going to have to play a really good game, and it's going to basically be a playoff game before the playoffs, and we're just hoping to put something together really well and go down there, and like I said, if we got a chance to make school history and be the first team to beat them, and then, you know, give our seniors another chance to play at our field. So that's kind of our goal right now.
You're 6-2 overall. You've won your last 3 contests as you oppose Heron. Get ready for them next Friday. And, yeah, this is going to put the final touches on your team's resume. It's which will be delivered to the Brains up north and for those postseason pairings and all of that. So it's all of them are, but this is a rather important one here.
Yeah, it really is. And to be able to win in Week 9 going into the playoffs is something that you know, we haven't done for a while since we started playing Heron. So, you know, it'd be nice to have, you know, be riding a 4-game win streak going to the first round, and hopefully be a really tough draw for somebody.
Yeah, I would imagine. Well, I know you're going to be. That's for sure. So, yeah, have a great week of preparation. Good luck against those Heron Tigers, and then in that second season, we'll definitely be back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Rip.
All right, thank you. Brian Short of the Central Football Cougars on Talkin' Sports. Let's breathe for a minute, and then we'll come back with, hey, trivia is en route. Stay with us.
Southern Illinois drivers know that K&J Chevrolet in Carlisle is a community-focused dealership that puts the customer first. That's why we've been in business for nearly 20 years, proudly serving multiple generations of Chevrolet drivers from all over. If you're searching for a brand new or like new Chevrolet model to upgrade your daily commutes and weekend adventures, come check us out just west of Carlisle on Old Route 50. K&J Chevrolet, your Clinton County Chevrolet and Silverado headquarters.
Hi, it's Sarah Hobby from Lee Sports in Nashville. I'd like to talk to you about a new line of shoes we have in stock by Brooks. These shoes are not just for runners. With energized cushioning and an ultra-soft heel tab to shield your Achilles from irritation, many of our staff swear by this brand to be the best they have worn to work. But whether you're a longtime runner or new to the sport, you will find road and trail running shoes you love from Brooks. Stop in and try on a pair. Shop Lee's for all your sporting good needs. That's Lee Sports in Nashville, Illinois.
I'm former big leaguer Mike Tyson, and this is Talkin Sports.
If you're in the market for a new home, refinance, or even a second home, give me a call today. I'm Anne Marie Tabin at First Bank in Breeze. With almost 20 years of experience, I can guide you through the process of finding a mortgage product from First Bank that is right for you. Give me, Anne Marie Tabin, a call today, 526-7724. First Bank in Breeze, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Hey, it's Bill on the road from Mornings with Scott and Casey. You hear me talking each week about travel, and one of my favorite things about driving across America is finding great food. And lucky for you, Mama's on the Hill in St. Louis is a super easy road trip destination. Authentic Italian favorites like baked lasagna, spaghetti, and tortellini, thin crust St. Louis style pizza, and yes, Mama's on the Hill is the birthplace of toasted ravioli. Check out their menu online at mamasonthehill.com. Mama's on the Hill, on the Hill in St. Louis.
What were we thinking when we designed the station? I'll tell you. We were thinking it takes all sorts to make a world.
Max 96.7.
Hello again, sports fans. Come on in. If you just decide to join us, that's okay. It's all free and it's all good. This is Rip in the Wigman Ford studio. The time is 9:37, right on the dot. Yes, I'm not kidding. That time drop is brought to you by Zierer Funeral Home, right here in Carlisle. Off to trivia.
It's time for the Easy In Travel Trivia Quiz on Talkin' Sports. Where do you want to play? Call Easy In Travel and Breeze at 526-2201.
Thanks as always, Mel. Our number is 594-2576, 594-2576. Store that away somewhere. You are eligible to play unless you're someone in your household is one of the last 8 weeks. Number 2, you can help be affiliated with or related to anyone here at Max 96.7 or Easy On Travel or for today. The Eagles Nest in Addyville. Ah, yes. Kevin Frederking is teasing you with a $15 gift card. If you win, you need to pick it up within 30 or it goes back into the prize box. That's usually quite empty because people want this stuff in a hurry, and I don't blame them. Here's the question at 594-2576. Yes, it's on World Series history, as it will be all month. It's World Series History Month. Okay, who was the last pitcher to record 3 victories in one World Series? Madison Bumgarner, Randy Johnson, or Mickey Lolich? One more time. Name the last pitcher to win 3 games in one Fall Classic. Was it Bumgarner, Johnson, or Lolich? Buzz us at 594-2576.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports. McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McHenry's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McHenry, log on to McHenryOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McHenry University is ready when you are.
Are you recently engaged or looking for the right DJ for your private party? Book Short Circuit Entertainment for all your music needs. We stand out as one of the top wedding disc jockey coordinators in the area, now offering uplighting packages to make your event stand out from the rest. Call 526-2923 or check out shortcircuitentertainment.com for details. And don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Remember what it was like to expect the unexpected? I never realized it was so complex. Guess what? The feeling's back.
You're on Max.
Hey, Rip here in the Weedman Ford studio. Thanks for all the calls, and we'll flip it back to trivia in just a minute. Yeah, I just wonder. Amazingly, I did remember this. That was the 12th straight win for the Brewers last night, so I'm sure a lot of you have seen this. But because of that, because of 12 consecutive victories, a restaurant up there, a chain known as George Webb, they've done this before back in 1987 for a Brewers 12-game winning streak. They will be giving away thousands upon thousands of free burgers, and it's going to happen next Thursday because of that dozenth. Can we start that over? Because of their 12th straight win last night. And they did this in 1987 for that stretch. At that time, they gave out nearly 170,000 burgers. People waited in line for hours. I'm not sure if there were free condiments. I don't know, but who cares? But it's a pretty neat promotion. So if, hey, next Thursday, if you want to go up to Wisconsin, catch a George Webb for a free burger. I hear they're good, and they're cheap for that day. Limit one per customer. Trivia, here we go. Here's the question with the answer. Dozenth. Where'd I go to school at? Who was the last hurler to notch 3 victories in one World Series? Madison Bumgarner, Randy Johnson, or Mickey Lolich? A lot of people went for Bumgarner, but nope. It was Arizona Diamondbacks hurler Randy Johnson, the big unit. Won a trio game against the Yankees in the 2001 World Series. He bagged games 2 and 6 as a starter, plus game 7 as a reliever. I believe he went 1+ in that. Of course, Lolich, unfortunately, he salvaged 3 wins against the Cardinals in '68. Oh, the Redbirds are up 3-1 and crash. It happens. Meanwhile, Bum, he nearly won 3 versus the Royals in the 14 series. He was originally credited with a 7th game victory in relief, but that effort was later overturned. It was changed and over to a save and stuff. So, yeah, that was a bummer for him. But our winner this morning is Ken Lake from Albers. He grabs a $15 gift card to the Eagles Nest in Addyville. Make a reminder to myself here, that's 2 questions in a row that featured the 2001 D-backs and the correct answers. So they're off trivia for a while. A couple other notes I did not forget about related to around here in sports and state golf action. Modern Day's Grant Goebel, he was leading. He was at 1 under through 6 holes before play was canceled, and per rules, those rules, it's a fresh 18. So everything, all the scores, his and all the scores were wiped off that big board yesterday, and so Grant was the leader. But I suppose they're playing today in the sleet or the snow, or maybe it's a little better up there. And in soccer, Central nipped Mater Dei 2-1 for his 3rd consecutive regional crown. That was last night. Carlisle and Westland were eliminated from the post on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure Monday night, we're here Monday and Wednesday, 6 to 7, Saturday mornings, 9 to 10. Monday will feature Centralia Orphans football coach Bobby Brenneisen, and from the Carolinas, USC Upstate volleyball coach Jennifer Rockers Calloway. In the meanwhile, Isaac Rental Property in Carlisle wants you to sit back and relax. I'm coming right back with Becky Musso.
Nordyke Funeral Home is thinking about your future and offers secure, pre-planned funeral arrangements, relieving the emotional burden for those you love, allowing you to express your own wishes, and assures peace of mind with financial concerns when your family needs it the most. Nordyke Funeral Home has 5 locations in Albers, Aveston, Breeze, New Baden, and now Carlisle. Visit NordikeFuneralHome.com or call 588-3533. Striving to earn your family's confidence and trust, Nordyke Funeral Home with 5 locations.
Moving forward requires taking that first step. And when it comes to your future, your first step should be Kaskaskia College. With more than 50 degrees and 100 certificate programs, Kaskaskia College can prepare you for a great career, your next promotion, or set you on your educational path. Life is too short to wait. Take your first step to success with Kaskaskia College. Learn more today. Call 545-3040 or kaskaskia.edu. This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports is brought to you by the Benoff Insurance Agency in Breeze and Trenton, HSHS St. Joseph Hospital, Breeze, Breeze Dental Care, K&J Chevrolet, Reverman Chiropractic and Spinal Rehabilitation and Breeze Motor Sales, Southern Bus and Mobility, Kaskaskia College, the First National Bank of Carlisle, Reekman Brothers John Deere, Southern OBGYN Associates, Med Plus Physical Medicine and Brett's Wildlife Lodge, State Farm Insurance Agent Steve Klosterman, Central Illinois Truck Service, Breeze Family Vision, Tempo Bank, Country Financial representatives Keith Wilkin and Teresa Richards, and by the Carlisle and Breeze Hardys. WCXO Sports, powered by the Union Banner at Union Banner on Facebook. Your sports teams, your community, your radio station.
Do you mind if I turn on the radio?
The music is great and it doesn't cost anything.
It's Max 96.7.
Hi again, everybody. Rip coasting along the Wiegman Ford studio on this Saturday morning. We've heard from Trent Purcell on scores and stuff, Brian Short, and due up in seconds, Becky Musso from Westland's volleyball team. Yeah, Mike Tyson. Nope, we've never had Mike Tyson, the boxer, on. I doubt that we will. I really don't want him on. But Mike Tyson, the baseball player, we've had on 4 or 5 straight years. However, I talk, and he's a character, a great guest each and every time, but I talked to him a week ago maybe, and he passed. He passed this time. He said he's lost a little interest in the game. He only went to 2 Cardinals games all year, watched very little of it on television. He said, I wouldn't even know who some of these guys you're talking about are. I wouldn't. So I'm gonna take off this year and see if I get a little rejuvenated Nick, and I hope he does, because again, he is a quality guest, but. Yeah, Mike Tyson, the boxer. I don't believe he's not in our plans. I wonder if Mike Tyson will end up in the St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame. A frequent guest of ours he went in. This was a week or so back. Earl Austin Jr. in that media wing. So congratulations to him, and also to Rich Neiman, Kenny Wallace, Terry Metcalf. He was exciting. Oh yeah, he'd run for 90 in the score and then fumble 3 times a game, but he was fun to watch. Keith Kachuk from the Blues. Racquetballs, Marty Hogan. Here's a left-handed pitcher. Kenny Holtzman, a former football Cardinals player, Bob DeMarco, and Andy Van Slyke. And to this day, many in Missouri will tell you he's the best player ever in the state on the high school side before an injury cut his college career off the charts, Tony Van Zandt. But just came to mind. Let's go to the H&H Computer Services guest line now for Westland Lady Warriors volleyball coach Becky Musso. Becky, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Rip.
And you hit the air 2 mornings after a win against the Salem Lady Wildcats. Clue us in a bit on that victory.
The girls came out and they played well. We had a rebound from our Tuesday night loss against Central, and the girls came out ready to go, and they played well and put it together, so I was proud of them.
Did you shut them out? Was it 2-0?
It was 2-0, yep. The girls, we struggled a little bit here and there, but that's the game of volleyball, but they were able to pull it through all the way to the end and finished out with a strong victory, so I was proud of them for that.
And you beat them 2-0 the last time, the only other time you faced them as well, though. So who really shined for it the other night, Becky? Who led your efforts?
Well, our offense is led by Emily Takis and Faith Wyman, followed around by Lydia Shorefide and Emily Ottenmeyer. And we have our right sides of Jenna Timmerman and Christina Hilmes. So our front line did what they needed to do. Our back row was led by our libero, Alyssa Faulkner, and McKenna Diba played some, and Sophie Lacaze. And our setters, of course, they set the ball and moved around our offense very well, which allowed them to have the offense that they did. That was Caitlin Trammy and Gracie Raymond. So it was an overall team effort, which I was proud of them for.
Trammy on the year, just a load of assists, huh?
Yeah, she's doing real well. We run a 6-2 offense, so it just kind of depends on where the ball is and who's making put the ball down. But Trammy seems to be putting those balls to those hitters of Faith Wyman and Emily Tackis quite a bit, and they're able to put them down for us, so that's good.
It's really nice when the game plan comes together, right, Becky, when everything
Absolutely,
seemingly goes smoothly. Yes, especially this time of year.
Especially this time of year, you're headed to the end, so you want them to be playing well, so that's what they're doing.
And you did note that Central game, which was Tuesday, so you responded well to that. Hey, the Central Cougars, they're really, really good. No news flash there.
They're a good team. Yep, and we played well with them the first game. We were in the lead for a little bit, but then they just got on their horse and took control, which, that's all right. They're a 3A school. They're headed into a tough regional coming up, and they got to be playing at their best as well, and so do we. So we just regrouped the next day and come out, and that's what we did.
You're right, though. Just a bit on that is going to be one really stout regional that they're in, isn't it, Becky?
Absolutely. And, we got a tough regional ahead of us as well. We head to Carlisle, and we take on Carlinville first, and they're a repeat of the sectional championship last year. So, we just got to get through this next week of our regular season games, finish up at the Fairfield tournament, and hit the ground running going next week.
Incidentally, speaking of tournaments, you were in one, I guess that was a week ago, right? And you took 3 or 4 matches?
Yeah, we were down at Redbud. We took second in that tournament and had 3 players named to the all-tournament team. So that was Faith Wyman, Emily Tackis, and Caitlin Trammy. And, part of our efforts down there as well, it's a tough tournament, really well-rounded. Our girls had to come ready to play, and they did. Unfortunately, we lost this Roxana, which is another good, tough 3A school. But, if you're losing to 3A schools, then you are right where you need to be going into the postseason.
Roxana, is that a team you've seen before or never?
Yeah, we typically see them at that tournament.
Okay.
And, they're building. They're coming from the bottom on up, too. They play good volleyball right now, and I was glad we got to play them. I was glad we got to have that matchup, and it's only going to help us for the future.
How many other tournaments and you do have one left, is that right, at Fairfield?
We have one more, yeah. We head to Fairfield next Saturday, where we'll get 5 matches in down there.
Five in one day, but you were in, and that'd be 4 total on the year?
We were in 4, yeah.
And how do you finish just in general in those others?
Well, I guess we were in 5. We were in a small
5.
Carlinville tournament the very first of the year, which was a 2-game tournament. We won that one. Then we went to the Marissa New Athens tournament. I guess it was 4. Went to the New Athens Marissa tournament, and we took 4th in that tournament, played some good competition. Went up to East Alton Wood River, took 2nd in that tournament. Redbud took 2nd, and then now we're headed down to Fairfield. So.
Okay. 4 or 5, there's no difference, Becky. Plus,
there's not. It's just volleyball.
That's right.
It's all about volleyball.
And it's all about playing, in most cases here, probably for you. I mean, I didn't go through the roster of teams, but you are playing a lot of different squads, which I like to do myself, see some other teams.
Yeah, I mean, you got to balance your regular season out so that when you get into the regionals, you're ready to go. And if you're overloaded one end or overloaded on the other, it doesn't help you in the long term. So the way our schedule pans out, I'm happy with it. We got some really tough teams. That's our conference. When you go 2-7 in conference, but yet you're still playing really tough teams and competitive every night. What can you do? I mean, that's just the conference you're in. So
now
we don't get to choose that.
No. And as far as the Cahokia, did Freeburg win that then? And Central, were they right behind? I didn't see them.
I don't know exactly how it all came down because I don't know how the last week went. I didn't look it up yet.
So. I didn't check. We're in the same mode.
I just know we did not. So
exactly, I know.
I gotta move on to the next thing.
But Freeburg and the Cougars are right there, and Columbia just a drop or 2 off. But yes, it's very, very competitive every year. Actually, in every sport, the Cahokia is.
In there.
Mm-hmm. And now you stand is 13 to 16 overall, Becky.
Yes, so we're 13 and 16 going into next week.
Hey, I might have spoiled a conversation there. Did you get?
It's all right.
Okay. And now 2 more. Well, besides the tournament, 2 regular season matches left, and one of them is at Centralia against the Orphan Annies.
Yeah, we only have 1 regular season match left, and that's our last game at Centralia. Yeah, we go there on Tuesday. Yeah, we don't play this coming Thursday. So.
I looked at that wrong, and then the tournament over at Fairfield. But did you play Centralia in the past?
We play them every year at this time, and so I know they're playing really well right now, and hopefully we just go in on top of our game and can pull a victory out.
So that's been your wrap-up match for a little while, and you will be going into the playoffs on a nice little run there. You've won 4 out of your last 6. A W over Centralia would really give you a lift going into that final tournament before the tournament.
Absolutely, that's our plan.
And again, you're at Carlisle with the Lady Indians and who, Becky? How many's in?
We are at Carlisle and we play Carlinville.
And you play Carlinville. 5 teams? I haven't even looked at the schedule.
There's
6?
There's 5 teams. There's
5.
a playing game on Monday, and then Carlisle takes on the winner of that game on Tuesday at 5:30. Then we play Carlinville at 6:30.
Seniors, what'd you end up with? 10, Becky?
I have 8 seniors.
8?
I have 6 seniors this year. 6 seniors this year.
Oh, okay.
2 senior setters, Caitlin Trammy, Gracie Raymond. 2 senior right sides, Jenna Timmerman and Christina Hilmus. A senior outside, Emily Takis, and a senior libero, Alyssa Faulkner.
Yeah, I went off I believe an older roster, but they all got honored recently at Westland on senior night, I take.
Yes, that was on Tuesday night against Central.
That was on Tuesday against Central. Okay. So now what? You're looking for a good practice on Monday night, obviously?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the girls know what's up ahead of them, and they want to repeat just as much as, I do. And so it's all in the girls' hands. If they want to go out and play, I think we can win any night of the week.
Yeah, that's the attitude you have to have, huh? And I'm sure they're looking. And when you win a few, especially at this time of the year and near the end of the campaign, that should rev you up a little bit, and they should be itching to get out there on the hardwood.
Agreed with that. So that's all we can hope for, and it's up to them. They'll take care of business when they need to.
All right, one more question. How many tournaments did you play in this year, Becky?
We have played in 4, and we're going to our 5th.
There we go. All right. Just a follow-up questioning, nothing more. I rest. But all right, Becky, appreciate it, and good luck in the second season. Okay, thanks for coming on again.
Thank you very much. No problem. Have a great day.
See ya, Becky Musso, with a little side conversation to. I believe she has a child or 2 there, which is all cool. I think calls are still coming in for trivia there, Ben, which is fine. We have a winner, but keep them coming. In case Ken Lake, in case he backs out, then we can have that backup plan there. But no, Ken Lake won trivia. Ken out of Albers, of course, and he won a $15 gift card. They're fancy over there. That's okay. At the Eagles Nest in Addyville. Oh, good food, good drink. Got to get back there myself. So congrats to Ken, and thanks to Trent Purcell and his visit on Scores and Stuff, Brian Short on football, and Becky Musso on volleyball. And again, Monday night, we'll go to the big volleyball stage with USC Upstate coach Jennifer Calloway, and also some high school football talk will be on the table as well with Centralia Orphans coach Bobby Brenneisen. Not the season they wanted, but they've had some terrific ones for quite some time now. Lost a lot. They lost a punch, man. Javon Williams and more. So he'll get that baby rebuilt and back on the charts. Don't if you're on Facebook by chance, many of you are, and whatever. But if you are, every Tuesday at around 4 o'clock, 4:30, I post the Brett's Wildlife Talking Sports poll, and we've had. In fact, this week was another really. They're not all gems. They can't all be really good, but this one was another, good one. Have you been watching the baseball playoffs, for an example? Okay. And I had 4, well, really 3. A, yes, I have. No, I was done with baseball the moment the Cardinals were done. Nope, not since the Cubbies bowed out. But by a landslide, it was yes, I'm still watching despite the Cardinals or Cubs being gone, 17 or whatever. It was a rout. But we've got some normally decent questions and some really good answers. They pick a bracket, state some opinions, whatever they want. It's all good. So that's Tuesdays at 4 o'clock plus on Facebook on my timeline. It's easy to find. And if you want to join Talking Sports with Rip Notmeyer, you sure can. Just ask to join or friend me, and I'll add you to that group. I haven't looked at the update. We're probably at 1,750 or so now, members of that Talking Sports group. And on Twitter, which can be ruckus, which is good. I'm on there at Rip Talking Sports, so size me up there. Well over 3,000. Actually, Twitter keeps stealing. Certain members are deprived at times, and they swipe members. Yeah, so it fluctuates on there. Well, and then some just get tired of me. That's okay, too. I get tired of people. I block them. I scratch them. I delete them. I get rid of them. that's it. I believe that is the show for today. Thanks for listening again. We'll see you Monday night between 6 and 7 on Talking Sports, Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 WCXO.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Traditions Portrait Design in Carlisle. For photography, business, and professional service, it's Traditions. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Nordyke Funeral Home with 5 locations to serve your needs. First Bank in Breeze. Lee's Sports in Nashville. McKendree University in Lebanon. Country Financial Representative Marvin Gerdes in New Baden. Seaver Brothers in Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7.